Dr. Ron back at you with another episode in our channel, Boomer Life Lessons and Stories. I do hope this new episode finds you and your family doing well. Again, I always say, and I truly mean it, what else is there? What is more important than your family? Absolutely nothing. So anything that we say or do on this channel is for the specific purpose to help you and your family do better tomorrow than you are doing today. And if we accomplish that, that puts a smile on our face. If we accomplish it by saying something that is important and meaningful to you, well, that's good. Or if we just simply put a smile on your face by way of entertainment, that is also good for us. Okay, so what is today's new episode? Well, the title of the new episode is A Value-Based Approach to Recognizing Opportunity. And it's not something that is trivial, nor is it overly complicated. But before we get into the details of it, please, if you'll do me a favor, if you'll like, share, and subscribe, that would help me immensely, of course, with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and get started. So, why do we do anything in life? I mean, you could almost say that's a philosophical question, couldn't you? Why does anyone endeavor to do anything? Why do they expend time and effort to accomplish anything? Well, they simply do that because they believe, for whatever rhyme or reason, or for whatever purpose, there's value in it. It's worthwhile in doing so. And another way of looking at that is anything that you do, you think, you say, is for the overall benefit of yourself and your family. And that, again, is kind of the crutch of the matter. We get married, we have children, we start a career, we endeavor to build wealth so that our family is better off tomorrow than they are today. And then at the end of a good, hard-working career, you look back and say to yourself, I'm satisfied. I did what I needed to do to take care of my family and make sure that their future is secure. So anything that we strive to do, it's always about increasing the net well-being of the family. And it could be financially, it could be through some other means like quality of life. And one of those things might be, let's say that you're working 60 and 70 hours a week and your family hardly ever gets to see you. And when you do come home, your mind is still on work. Well, obviously, the family's suffering, but they might be doing well financially. So what might you think you should do? Well, you might try to find a job that is a better balance between work and life so that you can spend that quality time with your family. So how do we know what will increase the net well-being of our family? And that too is a good question. You know, I ask myself quite often, and the hardest times I have had in my life is when the opportunity split and I can either go left or I can go right. Or maybe I can go left and I can go right from your perspective, right? Looking at me in reverse. Yeah, you know, it would be easier if we could do the Kreskin thing and project ourselves out into the future and see what the future is like and then choose the best path. But we really don't have that ability. And so we have to live the best we can in today and striving for a better tomorrow. So how do you do that? Well, obviously, it starts with engaging your brain. And all of us have the ability to think critically. Perhaps some of us do not do that as much as we should. Perhaps some of us do it, but sometimes we're wrong and sometimes we're right. Maybe the data we're looking at is not too good. But you must always engage your brain and think critically. So how do you think about it critically? Well, obviously, you know, at the center of everything in your life is your family. and taking care of your family. And so you have financial goals and perhaps life goals that if should you achieve, the family is going to be better off tomorrow than they are today. So naturally, in order for you to know what the value is on as to which path you take, which one has the higher value, you engage your brain, you think critically, and you think in terms of how it will help you to achieve your goals. So by looking at our goals and knowing what it is that we could do, we might do, which path to take, we can begin to get an idea of how each of those pathways that we might choose to take would either add value or no value at all, or even subtract value. So this is important. Every time you strive to achieve something in life, you must compare it to the goals that you've established that are important to you and your family. You have to ask yourself, how is this going to benefit me? If I do this, how is it going to benefit me? If I do that, how is it going to benefit the family? Will we be better off? You know, one of the things that you really have to begin to do is you don't take things at face value. Now I'm going to show you something that I stumbled across at an estate sale. I go to an estate sale every now and then because you find very interesting things there. And I found something that I'm very much interested in. It's about football, right? I love football, right? So I looked at this and said, wow, that's a pretty good deal. Can you see that? It is a sheet of stamps, and that little 2 off to the right, to the left, it would be your right, is how much it cost. Now, here's the question. Was it a no-brainer to pick up? Let me hold it back up for you to see. Is this going to increase in a small way the net well-being of myself and my family? You know, in terms of scheme of life, it is almost trivial, but it is a point of fact here. The fact is it's going to cost me $2. Now, what do I get out of purchasing this sheet of stamps about football that was put out by the United States Postal Service? It gives me joy to look at the stamps about the great moments in football history. However, you think about it a little deeper, you dig a little deeper about the opportunity, and there may be hidden value. So how is that hidden value here? Well, let's just count this. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 20 stamps, and each of those stamps are 32 cents. That's $6.40. I paid $2 for $6.40. Now you might be laughing at old Professor Cross. He stumbled on a little treasure trove there. Again, it's almost insignificant in the scheme of things. I could very well separate those stamps and use them as postage and get a lot greater value out of it than the $2. But you see, when I saw the $2 on that sheet of stamps, I recognized immediately it was undervalued by the person that was selling it at the estate sale. And it was in a huge warehouse. An estate sale was being put on for somebody that was selling off their collections. And it was just, too much to see, right? But I stumbled across this little item that I was interested in, and there was great value to me, both the joy of looking and reading what's on the stamps about football history and the very fact that they were charging $2 for $6.40. You might call it a little triumph, right? A little treasure hunting. But you kind of scale that up in terms of your life goals and about increasing the net well-being of your family. Do you really accept things at face value? That's an important question, because I will tell you that most people do. Most people will come up upon a sign and it will say such and such, and they'll go full stop. They'll read the sign and then turn around like it is the final authority, and that's it. There's no more discussion. There's no more conversation. There's no more thinking about it. But if you're looking for hidden value, if you're taking a value-based approach to recognizing opportunity, you're going to apply yourself. You're going to embrace that sign, as the example goes here, and you're going to interrogate it, and you're going to look at it sideways and upside down and front and back. You're going to look behind it. You're going to know all there is to know about what that sign has to say and the sign's current state of being. And once you do that, you're going to have all the facts about that sign. And then you're going to be able to do what? You're going to be able to make an informed decision. And that decision is it an old sign? Has it been overcome by other events? Should I look at that sign and say it has the final word, or is there something more beyond the sign? That is the whole point here in terms of the value-based. So one, you know what is important to you and your family. You set the goals. Everything you strive to do should be directed toward achieving those goals and increasing the net well-being of your family. And oh, by the way, if they aren't, don't do it. If I have two paths I can go down, I literally have three options. I can go left, I can go right, or I can stay right here. And right here is okay if that's the best choice, if that's the most value-added choice. So if they're not beneficial, don't do it, because you'll create a negative value situation. And what is a negative value situation? It is the value that subtracts from the net well-being of yourself and your family. So you want to create a process that will allow you to recognize goodness. And that goodness is a measure of value in terms of how it brings you closer to achieving your goal. So if we continue down this path, we know that we can practice and go forward and do the best that we possibly can by taking a value approach to life and increasing our net well-being and our family's net well-being by digging deeper and deeper. Okay. And if you do that and you practice it every day, it will become easier for you to recognize opportunity. And with that, I'm going to let you go. You guys have a great day and all the best.